And we're live.
Good afternoon, everyone. Juan Grimaldo here with the Grimaldo Group of Keller Williams. I have the honor to introduce you to one of my youngest team members, Andres Gonzalez.
How's it going?
Andres, you started this real estate career not too long ago. What got you into real estate? Why did you decide to get your license and become a realtor?
So it was actually a pretty interesting story. I didn't know what I wanted to do. About 2 months before I decided to actually become a realtor. That was the main thing I was going through in high school. I was deciding what I wanted to do. And one day my brother just came up with the thought. He's like, hey, why don't you just get your license? I have an aunt that's in real estate. And then my dad kind of dabbles around with investing as well. So he said, you know what, if you get your real estate license, you'd get an opportunity to help out with your family. And I thought about it. I was like, you know what, that does sound like a good idea because, I mean, it's a way to create wealth, learn about a field that a lot of people don't know about,
Right.
and then get the opportunity to help out my family as well.
That's cool. So when you let's go back a little bit. So you were in high school, you didn't want to go to college, right?
Yeah.
Why wasn't it an option?
You know what? I really didn't want to go through that whole story of studying 4 years and then finally starting to make money. Or starting your career. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to start right away, get like a profession and really just master it. So then in 4 years, I'll actually already have made, a substantial amount of like money and learned a lot more in the process as well. Schooling now, I feel like they only teach you just like stuff that isn't gonna teach you how to, invest, create wealth, and help other people.
Okay. So when you left high school, so most of your friends, what do they do? Like your best friends, are they in the business too, or did they get into real estate?
So no, none of I do have a couple friends that are getting into real estate as well, which is pretty cool. You know what? It's good connections. But most of my friends are either went to college or they're just still deciding what they want to do right now and just taking a break and kind of working just like an ordinary job.
Okay. So how do you feel becoming a realtor? Was it as easy or was it as hard as you thought? What was your experience with it?
In regards to like the schooling or like actually learning
in general,
to be a realtor?
Like you got your license already.
Mm-hmm.
Did you expect it to be this way? Did you expect it to be easier, harder? What was your expectation?
So my expectation, since 2 months before I decided to get my license, that's the only expectation I really had built up. And the expectation was really, I knew it was going to be tough because, you don't really hear much people of like big shot realtors. You don't hear much of them. Like you hear people that, oh, I'm a realtor, but I'm also, I work on something else. Yeah. So that's what I heard. And I knew it was going to be tough. It's a whole different industry. Like, there's different types of markets, like cars and everything like that. So I knew if you're going to get into it, you're really going to have to master it. So I had, honestly, I didn't really know what I was going to be expecting. I knew it was going to be tough. And I knew it was going to be something that I was really going to have to put my mind to it if I really wanted to do it. I just took the chances. And
you feel good about it?
Yeah, I definitely do. I really enjoy real estate. It's pretty fun.
Awesome. Do you like the freedom? What do you like about real estate?
No, the freedom's awesome. Just last week, I managed to get my clients under contract in a matter of a week, and it was like really pinching it down because I had a vacation planned for with my friends to Mexico, and I didn't want to miss out. But I also, you always need to put your work first, and I didn't want to get in a situation where I couldn't provide the best service to my clients because I was somewhere else. But right on smack on Friday morning, I get the call by the realtor and he's like, hey, the seller just signed. We're under contract. Like it even gave me a little chills right now.
Love it.
So it was awesome. And I got to enjoy the weekend with my friends.
Got it rubbed on. You never call me, dude. This morning, right? But it's exciting to see that. And it isn't easy. One of the things that caught my attention when I talked to you before is you were doing wholesale. For those of you who don't know what wholesale is it's not agents, it's people that are they're hustlers. They work really hard. to get deals, right? To find the right, like the ugly house in the nice neighborhood at the right price so they can resell it for more money, right? They hand over the contract. So Andres was making phone calls on that, and for 6 months, you want to tell us that story? So you were making phone calls, working really hard, and
nothing came up. I remember I was also working at Barro's Pizza actually. So I would work, I believe it was like 4 days with the wholesale, and then I'd work another like 4 days. I mean, not 4 days, 3 days with the pizza. And I just remember like I would put in like 4 or 5 hours of just phone calls, and it was tough. I mean, I didn't really know what I was doing as well. I was learning a lot from YouTube or like some big wholesale YouTubers, really trying to get my scripts down. And it was I did it for like January all the way to the end of summer, which was like around like May. And I remember I had one appointment, and the appointment I went to, the lady was out of state and had like one of her like relatives open the door for me, and it was just a mess. It didn't even really go through anyways. So, but
it was an experience.
Yeah, it was an experience. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was a waste of time, because it really built up, a backbone of like rejection. Yes, because I remember I would pick up the phone and I'm like just waiting for someone to say yes, and I had some funny experiences with people, answering and stuff too. So
what was the funniest experience that you had?
Oh, the funniest experience was this guy. I gave him a call, and then he just started freaking out on me. I don't remember much of the conversation we had, but I was like, okay, no worries. Like I'll go on to the next. And next thing you know, he starts blowing up my phone and like plays like some loud, it seemed like a movie, like an action movie in the background, and just call after call. And I think he filled up my like voicemail box and called me like at least 40 times, and no exaggeration. It was, I was like, okay, that's pretty funny.
Did you get scared, or was it just funny?
No, it was just funny, honestly. Yeah.
Awesome. So, and one of the main reasons that I brought you onto our world is because of that, because you have that, the thick skin, right? Because in what we do is, when you see these shows about, the $1 million listing and all these other shows, which are, I'm a big fan of that. I actually watched the 2 series, one in New York, and I'm watching the one in LA right now. They're real, right? But there's some like the other one. What is it? Sunset? What is it called? Selling Sunset, which is a little more glamour and all that other stuff. It looks pretty cool, behind the scenes, but we go through a lot of work. And in order for you to survive, and not only survive, but thrive in this business, you have to have thick skin, and you have to be willing to accept rejection. And one of the things that caught my attention when I spoke to you is that, dude, for 6 months, I haven't gotten any wins, and I'm cool. Like, I love it. I'm like, really? I don't know if I would have done that, but that actually gave me the confidence that you're a hard worker, and that no matter what, you're going to go at it and get things done. And I mean, you've closed 3 deals already? Or
yes,
2?
3.
And you're on your 4th one?
Yeah, I got my 4th under contract now, yeah.
Yep. So, and these are deals that he created, that people that he called and he got that you didn't know about, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's the hardest part. I mean, most people that I work with are referrals, past clients. I'm at that point where I've been doing this long enough that people call me, right? And but I'm super happy and pumped to have you, man. This is really, really cool. And where do you see yourself in the next, I don't know, 3 to 5 years?
I definitely see me making some pretty good volume. I want to get to the point, as you mentioned a couple times, showing agents and really just like getting to that point where you're just handling with your clients, informing them, and then having some people show homes for them, and then really just get that volume rolling. So that's what I really want to do. I also want to dabble into some investments right now. So my goal from a year from now is actually get my first home and then rent it out to a couple buddies the rooms. And then, once that appreciation builds up and everything, get some cash out, purchase the next property. So I really want to get into investing, and then, really dig into how to be the best realtor, and then just master the craft of that for a couple years, and then see where life takes me after that.
That's awesome. Well, I think you're going to go really far, because you have the grit, you have the determination, and I mean, you've seen the results because of your action, right? Some people get into this business expecting that they're going to get wins just by being a realtor, but you have to earn that business, and people have to trust you, because if they don't know who you are, what you do, what you're about, your experience, that's not going to go anywhere. So I'm happy for you, and I'm proud of you that I'm grateful that you're part of my team because you inspire me. I mean, truly.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do it to the extent I am without your backbone as well. I mean, you've been a help to me tremendously. Anytime I have a question or anything like that, I can rely on you to help me out. So I really appreciate that as well.
Awesome. And sometimes I question you, right? Can you dig a little deeper?
Yeah.
So it's the way to learn, and I don't know. I'm blessed to have you. What else do you want to share with people about you? What's something? What is your hobby? What do you like doing?
I really like. I really like going to the gym. Honestly, that's what I've been doing recently. I used to play lots of sports like track and soccer in high school, but with work and then having time, like just going out with friends and then trying to have time to do the gym as well. That's what I've been normally sticking to. But I've built some really cool relationships. I've met some really cool people at the gym as well.
That's awesome.
And I'm actually had a friend the other day. He actually referred me to one of his friends that is looking into rent out and then eventually purchase. So which is awesome. I mean, I'm getting to help out my community while I'm at a place that I love being. So that's what I really enjoy. I've been doing it for about like a year and a half now, and I mean I've seen drastic changes in my life, not just physically but mentally as well. Because it's one of these things other than work that I've done consistently and really put my mind to, and it really like changes your perspective. Because before, I love Oreos. I would eat a bunch of Oreos and all that stuff, and then I would love cereal. And now, like, I kind of second guess myself. Sometimes, I'll get the spoon a little and get some, but.
So you've been disciplined with your food.
Yeah. So definitely.
That's awesome.
Changes your mentality. So.
Right. So what is the main takeaway that you get from the team and the training that we do? Because we do a lot of training, we do reading, right? We had our book club earlier. So,
yes.
It's not just about feeding your body, but feeding your mind and also growing in every which way. So what's the biggest, aha that you've gotten from being part of our team and our training?
Definitely is always learn. You can never stop learning. And you push that a lot with all these different types of trainings, because every time a new training comes up, it's like, oh wow, like I didn't think of it in that perspective, or I've already heard that before, but it connects with me different because I'm in a different spot in my life.
Right.
So that's what I've really had, because a lot of people, they work and then they just focus on their work so much that they don't focus on how to expand their mind to complete different tasks or essentially grow bigger. And that's what you really pushed, because your limit is what you bring to your mind, essentially.
Exactly. So if you were to say this is one thing that I've learned from these trainings that has changed my life or that has made an impact on my life, what would it be?
It's the little things are the things that count, and consistency. So if you're not consistent ever, it's gonna be super hard to complete the big tasks, because you have to do it little by little. Because if you, as we were reading in the book club, the compound effect, if you don't like take things slowly and you try to go all in, you're gonna tank. It's not, because you've already had a habit of doing something a certain way, and then when you want to change things all at once, it's gonna overwhelm you. You're not gonna be able to do it. So if you're consistent doing the small things, and then you get bigger and bigger and bigger, that's really what makes the difference in your life. And you see, just for example, the gym, you got to start small, and then eventually you do it every day, and the next thing you know, in a year, 2 years, 3 years, you're way different from where you were 3 years ago.
And it's a lifestyle, and that's one of the things that I always emphasize to you guys and to the people that I talk to is don't overthink it. Do something simple consistently every day, and before you know it, you're going to start seeing results. And just like, for example, I use you as an example quite a bit because you make a lot of phone calls every day. And it's not just one day, it's every day, right?
Yeah.
Every day, bro. Like
it's every day, bro.
Yeah. So you consistently make the phone calls, and you're consistently getting business, right? Just imagine if you continue in this trend and you do a deal per week, what would that look like in your bank account? Right?
That'd be insane.
Would you be able to get that house?
Oh yeah.
What about that? Do you want, a Ferrari, Lamborghini?
Yeah, I want a supercar.
Awesome. and it's doable. I mean, we all have different goals and different stages of our life. And to be honest with you, you being so young, again, it inspires me and inspires others. And that's why we do these videos. It's not for us, it's for you guys, to show you that anything is possible if you put your mind into it. And like Andres says, it's consistently doing those little things. I have a routine that I share with the team all the time, and I probably share it here as well. I get up at 4 or 5 in the morning. I prepare a tea. While I'm preparing that tea, I'm listening to an audiobook. I first listen to a Bible clip, and then that's my daily little routine. And then I have the Darren dailies, which is the messages that we can listen to. Darren Hardy, which is our coach. And then I also read a book every single day. Then I work out. So in the meantime, I'm working out, I'm listening. And for me, it's second nature. Like, I do it naturally. This is what I do, and this way out. I love reading, because the more I learn, the more I earn. The more I learn, the more I can share with you guys. And you guys, at the beginning, it's probably like, because I remember I asked you, what was the question? Do you remember when I asked you when we were driving? I think it was the first day, and I said, "Do you like to read?"
I was like, "Nope, not at all."
And I said, "Well, you better read." I said, because if not, I mean, there's no way you can grow. You can try to gain success by just going at it yourself. The problem is you're going to have to go through so much experience before you learn what everybody else has compiled and put it into a book for you to read it and then learn from that.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
So how has these readings changed your life? Have they made an impact?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they bring a different perspective to your mind. Just like when you're going through, your daily routine in life, if you start reading, I mean, it's just like the starting slow. You're not gonna see big results in short time. But when you consistently read, you build a lot more ideas. And so when you're just going through your daily routine of your life, these ideas are coming up, and you start changing small things. And then next thing you know, like I said, in a year or so, all these small things, you completely change from who you were back then.
Exactly.
And that's what changes you.
And I think that's huge, because most people want to see it. We call it the microwave mentality, right? You want to get rich, right? You go in and you do a lot of stuff, but you only do it for so little because you get burned out, and you realize that, you know what, this isn't working. It's not going to make a change overnight, and people give up. But what you're doing is, and one of the things that I admire about you is you don't give up. However, I'm going to ask you a pretty important question. Have you at some point decided, or thought about, you know what, this is a crap. I've been getting so many losses that I don't get anybody on the phone, that I just want to quit and go get a job or something?
Not to that extent. I always I like to, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to stick to it. That's what I've been, really focusing on and trying to build as a character on that. So I've gotten to certain points where, like, you know what, should I just do this part-time? Should I look into other things? But it's really about just it's going after that slope, because I remember when that happened, I believe it was like a week or two later, I got some new clients, got them pre-qualified, and then I got them under contract. So it's just really coming up those big hills where you're like, oh, I don't see anything, but then at the end, there's the pot of gold. So
yep. And one of the things that I always talk about is how sometimes you don't get any wins. You just go, and you're like, man, and then all of a sudden you get a win. And the problem with real estate and a lot of agents, and I did it myself when I first started, is that I would get some business. I would get busy doing the business that I wouldn't prospect, which our main job is prospect, right? That's why we have a team, so we can all do our part, and we don't have to be involved in every single thing, every single detail. So what happens is you get a deal, and then you wait because you're babying that deal. And by the time it closes, you're like, oh crap, I don't have anything in the pipeline. So you start over again, and it's a vicious cycle. So I'm glad you're consistently doing this. It doesn't matter how many deals you have in the pipeline. If you have 10 and one falls through, is that a problem?
Nope.
But if you have one or two and one or the two fall apart, is that a problem?
Yep, that's where the issue comes.
So this is huge. If you're an agent, whatever business you're in, you always want to be ahead of the curve. You always want to have more business than you can handle, because then you can hire people, and then you can get even more business. Because if one or two deals fall through, you don't have to rely on that. Again, it's people, they're not deals. They're not going to get their home. You're not going to get paid.
Yeah.
So that's key. So
Definitely.
what else do you want to share about you?
I mean,
Where are you from? Where's your family from?
okay. So both my parents are, I believe it's like what they call first generation, or I'm first generation. So my parents are both from Mexico. My dad's from Mexico City, and then my mom's from Culiacan, Sinaloa. So I was actually the only sibling that was born here in the United States. My brothers were actually even born in Mexico too. So, and I grew up speaking Spanish in my home, and I remember like in kindergarten, first, second, I was in like these special classes because something like that. I don't remember, but I remember I was in these special classes because since Spanish was my first language, I didn't really know much English, and then I was like, you know what, Mom? I think it was like fourth grade where I was like, Mom, I don't want to be in these classes because I feel like I'm fine, and then Mom was like, okay, that's fine, and then we just went with life, and I mean.
Before you knew it.
Before I knew it, I'm a realtor speaking both languages.
That's awesome. Congrats. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, man. I'm happy, and I can't wait for all the good stuff that's coming your way. You're doing the work. You're gonna do amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you guys need help, if you're young and you want to work with someone like him, come on over, work with Andres. He's very experienced, and we all help each other here. So
definitely.
Anything you guys need, we're here to help. If you guys want to suggest any content for you guys, any questions you guys may have about real estate and investing, rentals, anything you guys need, just let us know.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks so much. Thanks, Andres. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.